So guys, till now we have discussed about the plum pudding model, Rutherford's scattering experiment. Now we are going to discuss about Rutherford's atomic model. Now let us see what explanation Rutherford gave for his observations in the experiment. Now, these were the observation. Some alpha particles were moving in the straight direction or the straight line without deflection, and they were 99.99%, right? Some were moving and they were deflected at small angles. Some were moving and deflected at higher angles, and some were bounced back. 1 out of 20,000. Now what he want to say and how he explained this thing, let us see his first point. So the explanation is, since the most of the alpha particle pass through the foil undeflected, means we know that there is 99.99% particles which went undeflected. It means that the atom is almost empty. There is nothing in that atom, right? So he said that it indicates that the most of the space in the atom is empty. It means that there is one small particle, that is this black dot. I am not taking the name of this black dot. We will talk about this black dot after the second point. Apart from this black dot, nothing is there in this atom. Atom is empty. 99.99% of alpha particles are passing through. That's why he said that the most of the space in atom is empty. This was his first explanation. Now let us see that what was the second explanation. Now second explanation was, alpha particle being positively charged, we all know they have +2 charge, and having the considerable mass, they have mass also, could be deflected by some heavy positively charged center. Now positive and positive will repel each other. It means that he want to say that this point, this black point, is positive. Since alpha particle is positively charged, therefore it will deflect due to the electrostatic force, and since this alpha particle is deflecting by angle more than 90 degree, that will be also due to the mass carried by it. Now what is that black point we have to see? Rutherford named this positive center as nucleus. Yes, that black point is nucleus. So this is nucleus, and nucleus is positively charged. Therefore, this positive charge of nucleus is deflecting this ray and deflecting this ray also, and 1 out of 20,000 is bouncing back. Clear? Let's go to the next explanation. There were few alpha particles which make head-on collision with heavy positive center. It means that he is talking about this one. Alpha particle is going and making the head-on collision. If it is making the head-on collision, they will strike to this nucleus and they will move at a large angle. And since the number of alpha particle is very small, he want to say that these type of alpha particles which are deviating its path at larger angles, their number is very small. Therefore, this nucleus should be very, very small. So he said that the space occupied by the heavy positive center, that is nucleus, must be very, very small. So these were the explanations given by Rutherford on his observations. Let's talk about his model. Let us discuss about Rutherford's model. Rutherford's nuclear model of atom. The point number one is most of the mass and the positive charge of an atom is concentrated in a very small region that is called nucleus, the center. We just discussed. Now, the second point. He said that the radius of the nucleus is order of 10 to the minus 15 and the radius of the atom is order of 10 to the minus 10 meters. It means that the nucleus is very, very small and the nucleus is almost 1 lakh times smaller than the size of atom. And one more thing, Rutherford was the first person to give the size of the nucleus and atom. Now, third point. The positive charge on the nucleus is due to the protons. Obviously, electron will revolve around, and inside there is the nucleus, and in the nucleus there is a positive charge due to which the alpha rays were deflected, right? So he is saying that the positive charge on the nucleus is due to the protons. It means that all the protons present in the atom, they are present in the nucleus. They are not like in sphere as Thomson explained us. That's why model of Thomson was failed. Now, he said the magnitude of the charge of the nucleus is different for the different atoms. For example, if we talk about sodium, sodium has 11 protons and magnesium has 12 protons. Therefore, he is saying that the magnitude of the charge on the nucleus is different for the atoms for different elements. So, for different elements, we will have the different number of protons present in the nucleus. That's why the charge will be different. Now, the fourth point, the nucleus is surrounding by the electrons, just we were talking about, which were revolving around with a very high speed. Now, he was the first person to tell us about the planetary motion of the electrons around the nucleus. And he is saying the electrostatic force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron is balanced by the centrifugal force and electrons are moving around the nucleus, right? The next point is the total negative charge on the electron is equal to that of positive charge on the nucleus. That's obvious because atoms are neutral. So if atoms are neutral, the total positive charge on the nucleus should be equal to the total negative charge present on the electrons revolving around it, right? Now, so he is saying atom on whole is electrically neutral. The last point was most of the space inside the atom is empty. We all know this thing. So these were the points of Rutherford's model. But Rutherford's model was also failed. Let us discuss why the Rutherford model was failed. Failure of Rutherford's nuclear model of atom. Now everybody knows that about nucleus, electron moves in a circular path according to the Rutherford. But when electron moves, it emits the radiation. And if it emits the radiation continuously, the energy of electron will decrease. And if energy of the electron will decrease, it will keep on going into the nucleus and it will go inside the nucleus and atom will collapse. It means that he was not able to explain the stability of the atom, right? So, Let's discuss about atomic number and mass number.